Welcome to episode 5 of the 3&D podcast. We are back in the studio and we've got Yoz back in the studio. Moz and Nabs.
Back.
Welcome back, Yoz.
Back from Mexico.
Mexico.
The dirty south.
Back to the proper Australia. You know, every time I fly to another state, I always when I'm coming back, I'm like, I want to go back to Australia. And I mean Sydney. For some reason, mentally, anything outside of Sydney or New South Wales is overseas.
Yeah. You Sydney siders. Switch your phone off, man.
I know.
Bro.
Fail. I'm doing the shack. Shacking.
So we are in the first week of Ramadan. So Ramadan Mubarak to all our brothers and sisters out there.
Everyone.
Ramadan is a holy month for Muslims, and it is the month where we seek closeness to our Creator through our worship. And in the NBA, with all the diversity, there are a handful of Muslim players that are going through this month as well. So we thought we'd talk about some of those players. I don't know too many. All I know is, who is it? Jaylen Brown, Kyrie Irving,
Yusuf Nurkic.
Yusuf Nurkic, Sengun. Is there anyone else?
Yeah. It's a Senegalese player. I can't remember his name.
Mo Bamba's, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know.
No comment.
Dude's Mohammed Bamba. I mean, come on, man.
I don't know, man. They don't show their private life. Like, maybe they do in America, but here in Australia, we don't get any stories about what happens outside the game much.
So...
Unless your name's Zion Williamson.
So
what happens outside the game with him?
Oh, yeah. It's Ramadan, bro.
I know.
So yeah, during Ramadan, I mean, obviously you're playing with no food, no water. If it's a day game, obviously if it's a night game, you're allowed to break your fast because it's from sunrise to sunset. But to all the players out there that are struggling, we feel your pain. You know, we play as well. And that's where I wanted to throw it. So growing up, what are some of our experiences, with basketball and fasting during the month of Ramadan? Oh, do you want to start?
There was no difference between outside of Ramadan and during Ramadan. But that was when we were younger.
100%. I mean, for me, it was in summer. So it was like 40 degrees days, and that's 40 degrees Celsius. The real measurement. None of this Fahrenheit rubbish.
What would it be in Fahrenheit?
I don't know.
That'd be pretty cold, to be honest.
I don't know.
40 degrees Fahrenheit.
I would have been wearing
It's
a beanie
cold.
anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were playing in the middle of the day,
Outdoors.
no water, no food. It was fine. There was nothing.
This was back when it was like you had to drive a good half an hour to find one decent court.
No, we were
Really?
playing in the backyard.
Oh yeah, other than the backyard.
We were playing in the backyard, going at it. Like I remember, shout out to Hanny.
You guys used to smash.
We used to go at it all day. Pause.
Bad memories.
It's Ramadan, man.
But yeah, that was my experiences. Yours, what about Melbourne? What was that like?
For me, it was me and the boys. We used to always just go to Oops, 24/7 establishment down in Long Dufton. Awesome place. And right after, we'd play it for maybe 2-3 hours. And when you're playing, the air feels so cold on your lungs and just feels awesome. It's like it's a feeling that
Invigorating.
yeah, it's awesome. You feel like you're gonna die, but you feel like you're killing it at the same time, and you just dig deeper and deeper.
Pure adrenaline.
And yeah, and then after it was time for iftar. We Sali Maghrib, pray, and walk across the roads. There's this, I think it was 24/7, Yozzi's Kebabs. So it was,
Yozzi's Kebabs.
we used to just walk right across the road to Yozzi's Kebabs and smash kebabs and shorba soup and dips and all that. Bro, it was awesome. Like, that was the best times. Usually we would go and hoop just to burn some time until it's time to break fast.
that's
Like
what
if
used
we're
to be
hooping, we won't notice the time. But yeah,
Now, well, that
now, alhamdulillah, like last Tuesday I played, but first night of Ramadan I played. Then in the morning, feels like all my sides and my livers or whatever,
the
something's
walker
going on.
cane got pulled out.
Hard, man. But Complete different experience now, but I love it. I'm going to play tomorrow morning after we break sahur, which is the morning breakfast.
Wow.
Going hoop up from 7 to 8, so
That's full on.
see how that goes.
As is it?
Michael Clark, yeah. The Fila Liga run.
That's full on, man. I mean, I'm starting next Wednesday, hopefully. So that'll be my first experience, and that's I think our game's at 8:25, so it's just after iftar. But this week was
That's not
supposed
just
to be.
after. That's an hour after.
Yeah, well, you need your food to die. I played literally right after iftar on Tuesday, and mate, I thought I went I ate tabbouleh in the car and a little bit of a pasta, a vegan pasta from Coles, really good sun-dried tomato and feta.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got onto the court, we got ready, and it's like, oh man, I'm so tired. I just
Why is it
want to
always-
sleep. It just all of a sudden
You're done.
it's like time to sleep.
For me, I wouldn't eat before the game. I'd just have water and dates, probably.
That's what we used
eat.
to.
I never eat before.
No, we used to, but now, man, I was so hungry.
Yeah.
I just had to eat. I mean,
But
We-
that's a big meal.
we used to play futsal too, and we'd have all the fruit in the bag, and we'd jump off for half time and just smash some dates and oranges and then get back on the court.
Oh,
But yeah, it was an experience.
So yeah, so we're still experiencing it even now. I mean, even in our later years. So it's good sign to go through that whole process. But growing up, what was some of the most memorable NBA moments? Like,
Hakim Olajuwon for me, man.
yeah,
That
because I know Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf and a few others.
Kareem
also.
Abdul-Jabbar.
I think Hakim, yeah.
Hakim, because he was like in that prime of his years during that time. That's why he gets more limelight, I guess.
So what was the moment like? What was the
Um,
actual?
So it was a game in 1997, 7 minutes left into the game, and they were behind, I think, double digits, 10.
Post season, or
Wasn't sure.
because he played in the finals during Ramadan, I think.
He played everything in Ramadan.
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. It was a machine.
I think one of the chips they
But this
won.
specific game,
That was against Bulls.
it was
Yeah,
against Chicago Bulls.
Wouldn't have been postseason. Different conferences.
Mm.
Yeah, he had no Charles Barkley, and they had to come back from behind to.
Same conference. You talk about when he's at.
No, he was with Houston Rockets. Rockets is.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And they went on a 19-2 run.
Wow.
Michael Jordan only scored 2 points.
It's because Allah wasn't with you that day, man. you weren't the Brazar.
You see,
So yeah, I mean the
Yeah,
NBA is pretty diverse and it's getting more and more international. I didn't look up the numbers. I might actually look it up and put the numbers up, but it's got to be a ton of international players in the NBA now, in the league now.
Yeah, I think there's like 8 Muslims in the league.
Even
in total
I'm
right
saying,
now.
like, it's
non,
growing naturally as it gets more diverse. It's going to be more.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And Islam continues to grow. So, I mean, we're taking over.
Actually, I was speaking to a friend, a colleague, shout out Tashi, and he mentioned something to me which was really important, which was really interesting to me anyway. He made the comparison between Ramadan and the World Cup soccer or football for all the Euros. And he said, and I think it's got to be like a Guinness record, the month of Ramadan is the longest period of worship by a mass amount of people. There's 2 billion Muslims in the world that are
I believe it.
observing Ramadan for a 30-day, roughly, give or take, the moon, period. And he said the next closest thing is the World Cup. In the World Cup, I think there's 1 billion people, they estimate, watching the World Cup. And that's for a short period of time, though. Shorter than Ramadan. I thought that was a really interesting connection. He said it much more eloquently than what I can say it, but it was a really interesting take.
So, what did he say that the Ramadan is the.
So he was speaking about, there's a book that he recommended to me about, it was drawing comparisons to sport and Islam, like the team kind of game mentality.
The worshipping, yeah.
And he brought up that point about the comparison between the month of Ramadan being this mass worship for a extended time.
Oh, I get you.
and the next closest thing for a group of people observing the same event for an extended period of time was the World Cup, and it's only like 1 billion. So
That's crazy.
it's huge. It's
How does that work with all of us observing the same prayer every day for the whole eternity?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's one ritual that we have to continuously
The
do.
5 daily promise.
Obligated.
because we're fasting for the whole day.
Yeah.
Like it's a long extended worship, act of worship. It's the
Yeah.
only act of worship that is for that long, in Islam anyway. So obviously our whole life should be in worship. But the point is, the comparison was about the event.
Yeah.
It's interesting comparison.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting.
Puts everything to perspective.
I think we'll move into some of the latest news from around the league. While I bring it up, if there's anything you guys want to bring up from current news topics this week that you
What
want
about
to
the
address
Pelicans smashing Clippers today?
for the good win?
It was close.
And then you're going to bring up how about the Bulls smashing Indiana Pacers?
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Debo's back in town.
Right?
Man, DeMar DeRozan, Mr. Clutch.
Is he ready for the post?
I think, look, I did say before that Chicago Bulls need to activate that clause of career-ending injury clause for Lonzo Ball, but look, we'll see where he's at.
Apparently
They're
he's
trying to
cleared.
say he's cleared. I still call cap. And even if he is, he might hobble on the court for 20 minutes and then be back at square one. But if he is cleared, then yeah,
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
But is he cleared?
I see Debo getting ready.
Is he cleared for basketball? Like,
That's what I heard.
because I saw like the way they were promoting it,
They just
cleared,
said-
They're just trying to keep him relevant.
but it didn't specify. And I think he's only cleared to play like practice,
No, it's
to go
not
back
even
to
play.
practice.
It's just cleared for basketball.
Yeah.
Operations, yeah. But that's the thing. Doing that since that thing came out, you see the Bulls sort of
They've got to raise his stock.
But
Yeah.
look, what's the difference with the Bulls now than before? They've established whose team it is now.
they got rid of Zach LaVine pretty much. That's what's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, but now
Ball
it's
hog,
established
dominant.
that, and DeMar DeRozan feels comfortable in standing up and acting like this is his team now.
Well, I think
Even Vucevic has fallen into line for that.
see that's the thing. I think with Debo, it's more of he's too patient with the game. He waits and waits and waits.
Yeah, it's
pretty
not
much
as
to the third
impressive.
and fourth quarters,
Yeah.
and he needs to start doing that early. Start shooting, getting buckets early because there's not a great amount of scorers on that team. I mean, Alex Caruso's got. I think he's
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 been
about to-
playing
he's about to-
balls out.
he's about to break the 3-point record for the
Yeah,
Bulls or something like that.
Wow.
And
I mean,
defense, man.
yeah.
Oh
Caruso.
my God.
Yeah, yeah, man, he's an animal. He gets those.
That was
those
a
guys.
big loss from the Lakers,
machine.
man. How the hell did they let him go?
Yeah, but they let everyone go. Brandon Ingram.
No, that was a
That's
trade.
before even, yeah.
No,
but
no.
that,
Kyle
Caruso
Kuzma.
I
was.
still
They
like
let him
Kyle
go in
Kuzma.
off season.
See,
They didn't even trade him.
yeah.
They just let him go.
They had D'Lo and they got rid of him and they got him back.
They're idiots.
This is the same thing with Schroeder.
They replaced
Schroeder.
the white boy with another white boy. They got
Remember they had Schroeder.
They got Reeves
offered him the
now.
bag. He left. Then they signed him for barely anything.
they kept-
He left. He was out of the league for a bit, wasn't he?
Schroeder,
In between, I think.
He was playing in EuroLeague.
Yeah.
from when he left
Yeah.
LA.
You know, I actually on the Lakers. What
No,
I
he went to
noticed-
Boston, didn't he? He went to Boston and they.
I remember he
That's
got.
exactly-
I think he got waived or something. He was out of the league for a short period,
yeah.
and then they got re-signed. Because I remember Isaiah Thomas. It was around the time still Isaiah Thomas. I think shout out to Isaiah Thomas. He finally got on a G League squad at least.
Yeah,
He'll
shooting 33s a game.
He's smashing it.
But one thing I want to say
Smashing
about
it.
Lakers,
He's smashing it.
this isn't really
I
current.
like IT, though.
Me too. Me too. I do.
Respect to IT.
Yeah, I mean the things that he does in the off season, what's dropping 90 points or whatever.
No, it's not that. It's a situation he was in during that.
Yeah, what he did for
He balled out
Boston,
for
he got
Boston,
dogged
yeah.
out, man.
Bro, they rubbed his face in the gutter and kicked him on the curb.
That was
But what do you think? Look, Lakers, okay, they're an excitable squad, which is great. Okay, no problem. I have no
Sometimes.
issues with that. No, I'm saying like the bench. They get very excited, and they're very
Animated.
passionate and animated. Yes.
Animated.
Well, I've noticed, okay, there's this thing that I've noticed. It's almost like, I'm not going to put it on LeBron, okay, but he's the only common denominator in this situation.
Lovely.
Every time he brings his like enemies or people that, you know, maybe he didn't get along with, you know, in our visuals, in our perspective, brings them in,
Lance Stevenson.
and they start celebrating his celebrations, right? It's almost like they steal his celebration and then they move him on. And I noticed it with D'Lo. They started doing that, what is it, the 3 to the vein thing?
No,
he
that was
does.
Ice in my
Schroeder.
veins.
Was it Schroeder?
Well, it was
Yeah,
originally, but it was
something like that.
but it was originally D'Lo's thing
I thought
because
it was
he
D'Lo.
was the one that had ice
Yeah,
in
the
his
ice
veins
in
when
the
he was
veins. I thought it was
originally at
D'Lo.
LA back in the day with him and
So they're all doing
Nick
it now.
Young and-
They're all
yeah.
doing it. So I'm thinking,
that's Austin Reeves as well.
He's not clutch.
Austin Reeves is a man. The hillbilly, what's his name? Hillbilly Kobe. He's clutch. He's a good player, man.
so what I'm thinking,
Industry plant.
so what I'm thinking is they've stolen another celebration. Does that mean D'Lo's moving on? Because they did it to Stevenson, you know, the whole whatever he does with the guitar. I can't do it, but
The threes.
That would be ridiculous to let D'Lo go after.
is it
Keeping
though?
him. Yeah,
it
it
seems
is,
like
'cause
it's right. It's
without-
it's their MO, man.
Without him, like, what, they're going to use him to win a championship and then
I
they
don't
go.
know. I don't know. I'm just saying it's an obscure thing. It's just something I noticed, and I was saying, and that was when he was in trade talks. I was thinking it, you know, earlier in the season.
If they don't win a championship, they'll trade him, definitely. They're not going to
Yeah.
keep him. Without a doubt. If they win a chip,
Well, I don't know what the hell the Lakers are going to do off season. Who they're going to target? McCall Bridges.
that would actually... No, not Mikal Bridges.
I like his celebration.
Miles Bridges would be a
That's
good
what I'm saying.
target.
McCall Bridges.
They need a good celebration.
That's a terrible...
They're gonna trade for celebrations.
That's what they're doing.
Miles Bridges would be
That's
too
it.
right
I think we've found
The
out.
best treat this celebration. We want this guy.
We've broken the code. That's the Lakers. That's how the Lakers
They want the
roster.
trendsetters.
They want celebrations. That's why it's funny AD's still there. He
That's
hasn't
why
got
they
a
let go
celebration.
Carmelo.
He's got nothing to celebrate, that guy, man.
What's his celly?
Who's this?
Breaks a leg.
Yeah.
Who was this?
AD. Okay, he's got nothing to celebrate.
Yeah, they bring out the glass Tupperware.
Mr. Glass.
It's the glass. This is walking intro.
So we spoke about some. Actually, let's get on to DeMar DeRozan, man. You're DeMar DeRozan. You know what, Debo? It's easier.
Debo.
You're Debo. That was a spectacular shot.
That's one of my
The
shots.
shot.
I love that shot.
The shot. And talk about ice in his veins. He knew 100% he was going to get that.
He missed that free throw on purpose. He's the only free throw he missed all night, and he meant to miss it. He had to. Like,
Did you
if
see
you
him-
watch it back. He missed
So
that free throw on purpose.
on free throws, did you see him after the loss? I think he had 7 from 13 free throws or something. It was some ridiculous. He missed a lot of free throws. I can't remember. It was a home game, and they were dismantling the court, preparing it for the ice hockey match.
He's still there.
And he was still there shooting his free throws while they were dismantling it around him.
Wasn't that Giannis?
I don't know.
I saw Giannis. Remember?
There was one where they're trying to
the
set
ladder.
up. He's
ladder.
like, "Get out
That's
my
right.
way."
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but this one just happened the other day.
Oh,
with
the other
DeMar.
day.
Yeah.
I missed that. Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking it was a bounce back kind of. I think it was 2 games back. But yeah, that shot.
Well, man,
Absolute clutch.
I think he made every free throw that game bar that one to win the game, or to go into overtime. So, I mean, anything could happen on that miss, but he was lucky enough that the opposition hit it out of bounds and gave him another chance to score with, 0.8 tenths of a second or something on the clock.
Yeah.
His touch back into his Toronto Raptor days.
Better.
Yeah.
Better, man.
I don't know if he's better.
He's more... Yeah,
He's
I
more
reckon
wiser.
I reckon he's better.
No, not agility,
Smarter shot selections.
Smarter,
Oh,
wiser.
agility. That's different. I reckon
Smart is-
LeBron James is better right now than he was in his rookie year. I reckon.
Oh yeah,
But
you know why? Because
Mobility wise,
I believe Melo got robbed rookie year. How do you win rookie of the month? Every month that year.
So we spoke about that in the first or second episode, I think. So if you haven't watched it, go back to
They're
that.
like, nah, you're shit.
Yeah, there was.
That's dirty. Come on, man.
And it's
He's
a
all
good
these
point.
awards, but at the end of it, go, nah.
But even if you look at their lines next to each other at the end of the season,
He had better ones. Even he had better everything. Everything.
Did he though?
Yeah, he did.
He didn't get rookie. At
He
the
even had better brains. Whoa. What was LeBron's hairline?
he's getting implants.
Didn't they go to the playoffs as well, Denver? Or no?
Denver made playoffs.
They
So
did, didn't they?
listen, Denver had the second worst record the year before, and he took them to the
So
playoffs the first
Melo
year.
made him better.
100%, without a doubt.
So a couple of other things.
AI made them better.
Nah, you're dreaming.
George Carl.
Yeah, good luck. He wasn't there to begin with.
Was it George Carl?
Dikembe Mutombo.
George Carl came later.
Was it George Carl or Don or whatever his name is?
I don't know.
To be honest, Dikembe did make them a lot better. I watched the doco not long ago on when Dikembe actually was moved over there.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
crazy.
he went interior defense.
That was when they had that hectic,
Bro, that was a hectic team. That
the
Nuggets.
mountain, the Rainbow Mountain.
Oh yeah.
That
Bro,
was the
that's
old
one of
school,
the
old
best
school retro.
jerseys, yeah,
That's full.
I hated it
I love it.
as a kid. I hated that jersey
But I
so
love
bad.
the blue version.
And we used to be like, "What the hell is a nugget?"
The Nuggets.
So a couple of
Gold
other
Nuggets.
highlights. What are your thoughts on that rookie?
Miller.
He's in my Warriors team, and I always get it wrong.
B-Pods.
TJD. Terrence
Toscan.
Jackson. Terrence.
No?
No, I know who you
Terrence
mean.
Jackson Davis.
Put Wemby on a poster.
Put him
Oh
on a poster.
yeah, he climbed.
Looked like an
He
offensive foul, but
He climbed.
He went to the French Alps on that one.
He went to the Himalayas. And
What do
came
you-
back.
So there were some arguments about the offensive foul with the off arm.
yeah.
I think that's a natural move, to be honest. I watched it a few times. I can see how you could make the argument that it's a foul, but I think it's a natural move when you're going up with two hands.
I reckon it's a natural move in the same sense that when guys go up, and I think Anthony Edwards did it, and they grab the guy's head and they put it right here, and there's no foul call. I think
preceded
I
that?
think it's the same type of thing. Or like when you're laying it up and you're wiping someone's arm off, it's to protect the ball. Like, but if you're
'Cause
going to
I know
climb
I
Mount
jump-
Wemby, yeah, 100%.
I jump with my
That's
arms,
dumb. Yeah.
so
But that's
to me, I can see how that could be a natural move where you just kind of, it's like a balance or a momentum
But
thing.
then you got the Joel Embiid one, which is not natural. So everything is he'll hook your arm and then throw his arms up in the air, and yeah.
You know where he learned that from?
You?
Not from James Harden.
Oh yeah. He was doing it before that.
I thought so. Yeah, he was doing it before. But what do you think about Wemby? He got interviewed, and I think he said something along the lines.
About Rudy?
No,
Oh,
it was
okay.
about being posterized so much.
In the poster.
He was saying he sees it kind of like an honor that everyone's coming to get that on him.
Not a bench player, man. Relax.
No. That's again, you'd feel like that. But
Yeah.
we're living in a league where a lot of the most athletic players are actually on the bench. I'm seeing some crazy athletes off the bench.
How
The
about
way they
TJ
jump.
TJ McConnell is not athletic, but man.
I thought you were going to say he's flying through the air.
Nah,
TJ
but
McConnell.
he's Speedy Gonzalez on the court,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Effort.
Far.
Yeah.
No, man, this guy's running up and down like
Same with Alvarado.
You're
You
saying
can make the
Bolt.
argument.
But I
Lower
do.
center of gravity.
What you said about it's like my welcome to the NBA. Like that's what he should be expecting from the superstars. That's what we were saying before. A lot of superstars can't get it on him. Like you've got Kyrie that managed to work his magic.
Finesse.
You got a few players that have got one on him, but he's pretty much said, no, I'm elite now. I'm elite.
Yeah, he's averaging over 3 blocks a game.
Do you remember
I mean,
what we were all saying?
He's probably
before he came?
saying, "Come, bring it."
Yeah, تعال
please."
هون.
Before he came to the league, we were all saying, "Oh no, he's too skinny."
I was saying that.
No.
I'm still worried about that, but he's killing it.
I was saying, pending injury, like we'll see what happens, but I've never seen anything like it, and he's going to be a rookie. of
But
the
he
year.
does get muscled. He does get out muscled. But
Yeah, he
then
does.
the length, he still gets the block. Like it's
crazy.
It's impressive.
Because he doesn't need to jump.
But he was recently spoke to about Rudy Gobert being
Yes.
in the leading for Defensive Player of the Year over him.
Yeah.
He's like,
Let him have it.
let him have it. It'll be the last one he ever gets.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's
same.
that speaks volumes about the type. Yeah, but that speaks volumes about the type of player he is in comparison with Chet,
It's the last one you'll get.
the little troll
Oh,
or the big troll.
So
do you reckon that troll's as bad as what Ant-Man said about Jordan?
No, I'm saying Chet is a troll because he looks like a troll. Like that's he looks like the BFG or something.
You know, he looks like a troll. Yeah. Trey Young looks like a troll.
Trey Young, he looks like a troll doll. He looks
you know what? Actually,
like the lollipop on a carpet.
I've got the perfect video for that.
I've seen a chopper chop. I've seen a photo of a chopper chop with some hair on it.
That's it. How long was that?
Who else was it? Nico Manning from when he was with the Warriors.
Ranger. Yeah, but that guy had a disease, man. You know,
He had a disease
What?
because he
Why are
was
you laughing?
because he was a Ranger.
Oh, he didn't actually have a disease.
No. He had a disease. You're talking about his hair. I think he had a disease or something. I want to play this actually. Now that we're on that, you're talking about trolls and whatnot. Actually, no, I'll leave that till later because it's got to do with something else we wanted to talk about. But yeah, Wemby, awesome talent, 100% agree. A couple of other things that happened around the league. Which team was it? It was against the Knicks. They had that lowest scoring game.
Philly.
It was Philly, yeah.
73.
2 teams under 80.
73, 79.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
So there was a beautiful meme going in. Luka scored as much as a whole team this season.
That's crazy.
That's the fact that we can say that in a sentence is just absolutely astonishing.
Luka would have liked it. It was a look that.
Like if it was back in the day where there were low scoring games, you know, that's fine. You know,
But
someone can score at 60 point.
but nowadays,
73.
was that just because both teams were shooting horrible, or was there good defense?
No,
in
there
that
was
game?
bad shooting.
Did you watch that game?
I switched it off.
Bad shooting.
It was a bad game.
I just switched it off. Kelly
think it
Oubre.
was-
Kelly Oubre was doing all right, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't have the stats, but I think it was
Not
bad
interested.
turnovers. It was just poorly disciplined. I don't know if they were coming off a back-to-back or what. I'm not even making excuses. That was,
You know what's funny? They ended up playing again a couple of days later,
yeah, and it was,
and Philly ended up only scoring 79 again.
yeah, but who's their main option? You know, you've got Tobias Harris and Maxey as their main option.
No, it's Tobias Harris and Kelly Oubre.
Yeah. Maxi wasn't in the first game, but that's testament to why they didn't.
That's almost Detroit Pistons, you know, lineup.
Yeah, but Detroit Pistons has Cade Cunningham at least. They didn't even have Maxi.
A few games lately, haven't they?
They won one the other day.
Against Portland.
Yeah, they won one. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, they did win one.
Shout out to Salah. What was like what?
But are they on 11 wins now? 12.
But so was the Spurs. You know, the Spurs aren't
Yeah,
far off. And Washington Wizards. You know.
Yeah, but Spurs.
Actually, that was really funny. You saw Kuzma, you know, hanging crap on Detroit Pistons back earlier in the season.
And now look, they got
He was
the
saying-
similar standings.
Yeah, well, it was a quote. He said, "At this point, you just don't want to be like that team." And ever since that quote,
They are like that too.
and the internet just never fails. Ever since that quote, they've been
But you see,
dogging it.
the Spurs, their personnel, they don't have like if you look at
Let's be honest with the
Pistons.
Spurs, they don't pass the ball to Wemby.
no, they don't. But I mean, if you look at the Pistons,
That's all it is.
their personnel, like you can see, okay, you can improve this squad as it is and make a couple changes. They're good players. They're decent players. Spurs, you got maybe 3. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
three
be
that
honest.
you, three that you'd be like, all right, I can keep these and make a team out
It
of.
looks like they're just assets to be traded at this point, to be honest.
For the Spurs,
Yeah. Like Sohan,
they'll trade him. Don't-
what's his name? The guy with the Quaden shoes.
Vassell,
Keldon Johnson.
Johnson. See, Johnson and Vassell and Wemby, and even the
They've got
Trey
picks.
Grants.
They've got picks next
no,
year.
those three I think you keep.
They've got picks for next season.
So aren't you'd get rid of?
I keep him as a bench player.
He's a good defensive anchor.
As a bench player, man.
He's
He's
got
good in the
defensive-
post.
How
He
do you
shoots free
improve?
throws.
How do you improve through draft? Or through the through
They're
your
gonna
picks?
Move players, man.
You know what?
They
Honestly,
Send Wemby to Chicago.
What have they got?
Trey Young.
Devontae Graham's
just
gone
grab
there
Trae
to
Young.
do what?
He wants to be there.
Why would anyone want to be in San Antonio though?
But did you hear what Trey Young said? He felt bad for the team not passing to Wemby.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's trying.
He
But
wants
There's
to
some tampering there.
there should be every single possession that ball should be first option. Look to
100%.
give it to Wemby.
Yeah.
You don't even need
Everybody
to
else
love
is-
it. It's just
Once you start doing that, they start building a wall to stop
Yeah.
Wemby,
It
and you've
opens
opened up
up.
2 or 3 other
Oh
players
my
to.
God.
Yeah, it's common sense.
Just-
Hit him in the post right away. Hit him in the
Just
post
watch
every
film
possession.
On Jokic. Watch film on Jokic.
On Tim Duncan,
Figure it out.
so. What's
Tim
Popovich
Duncan's
doing?
perfect.
Has he lost his touch? You reckon?
I think he's lost his marbles. Like what is he in Neverland looking for his marbles?
So let
You reckon he's done?
He lost his marbles when he got out on the microphone and said, "Stop booing everybody. It's not right to boo."
Oh, for Kawhi Leonard.
No,
Yeah,
this,
what a
is, this,
soft.
is, this is
Yeah, he
like-
did it for Kawhi Leonard because
let's move on. Let's move on to so we can get to the rest of the topics.
Yeah, because we hungry.
I don't want to rag on
catch pop.
Pop too
Something's
much.
popping. You know,
And the
right?
canefe.
I am hungry.
We asked
I'm hungry.
we asked a couple of episodes ago for the NBA to bring back some of the physicality and bring back the biff, and ever since then there's been a few fights, and it continues this week. I mean, in the NBA sense, fights.
Man, the only punch I've seen that
There
looked
was-
like a punch was Draymond Green to Yusuf. And that was a girl slap.
So there was
He
He got Pool nice though. Damn, man. He smashed Pool when he hit him.
body.
Yeah, that was a good punch. But what about the one for Yusuf? He hit him with his palm. Yeah.
That was
So
bad.
there was a brawl with Pelicans and Miami game.
Yeah.
where I think Najee Marshall grabbed.
No, it
Blah,
was
blah, blah,
assistant coach grabbed Najee Marshall first. Najee Marshall.
Najee Marshall grabbed Jimmy Butler by the throat, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I saw that.
was-
Is this another game?
So that was a big.
That was a little few games ago, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it up.
The most recent one was with the assistant coach.
Yeah, so we've asked for physicality. The biff's coming back, which is good. It's good to see, but also in the college games. Now, this is something I don't want to see. I'm not a fan of
Is this the women's?
women.
Man, this was funny.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, fine.
This is, see the guy,
Level
see the
down.
guy jump over and he's
That was a
G'ing
brother.
up, getting gangster.
That was her brother.
Man,
That
get
was
the
her
hell
brother.
off the court.
Oh, it's all women. What are you acting gangster for?
Some nice pants, man. Just nice.
That was her.
Halwa.
That was her brother, and yeah, she got leveled. She got absolutely leveled. You know, and
Yeah, but it's a bunch of women. What are you doing?
Angel Reese didn't want any part of it. She just walked away. You know?
Now that you said talking about the topic, bringing back the beef and all this stuff, like if you had noticed, I was watching recently, and I've noticed that a lot of continuation calls aren't getting called around the threes and even middies. So they're coming up, they're waving off a lot of the continuations, and I was wondering what the hell is going on, because clearly
I noticed
these
that
are-
as well, actually.
And then I finally heard today that the league clarified that they're actually cracking down on this and trying to not make it so easy for these players to get the continuations. So they are actually looking to focus on this.
But
But
continuation isn't the problem. The problem is who initiates a contact, and they're calling it the other way. So it's not even balancing out. It's like completely the opposite.
you've
favor.
noticed, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, you'll have someone coming off a screen, getting hit, taking
was
a
one
three, hitting a
game-
three. It's like,
There
you're
was
not
one
giving it that
game where it
bucket?
happened like consecutively, like multiple times, and they weren't calling anything.
yeah.
It was crazy. I think it was a Warriors game because it must have been.
But it's sort of good. No? Makes it a little bit more physical. It makes you not be able to just work on sucker shots to get to the line.
I don't know.
And actually want to
the way
genuinely
I saw
shoot.
it, they looked like genuine fouls, and they should have been called. The ones that I saw. So if that's the case, no, you got to call it. But if the offense is initiating the contact and the defense didn't do anything wrong, yeah, I agree. Don't call that.
But did they
That's a
look like?
fever, you know.
But did they look like genuine fouls with consideration to how the game's called today, or
They look like genuine
if you
fouls
look
in
back-
FIBA even. That's
Okay,
what
fair
I
enough.
saw. That's what I saw. But not, I don't know if we're talking about the same example.
Oh,
but
there's
the ones that
plenty.
I saw,
There's plenty of different ones. I just noticed that they've not been paying as many continuations as they usually have been paying, which is good, I think, to see, because I hate no
I
one
like
hates
the
nothing more than
continuation.
no. I'm saying no one hates nothing more than sitting down and watching a game full of free throws.
Yeah.
No one likes that. It's boring basketball, man. Like,
Yeah, but it
it
also
slows down the
challenges-
damn
It
game.
challenges the defense to do better as
But
well.
the defense is so challenged today, and this is what we were talking about
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, yeah.
They're so challenged today with so many impediments put in front of them that
yes.
it's making it a little bit more. Okay, the game's running. Someone's going down, and they're looking at you, and the game's continuing. Like it's who went down the other day? Dante Exum. You see him?
Oh, yeah, smash his
He
head.
stayed down for the whole position.
And then just
But
keep playing.
get up and walk, bro. And then
What about the one
then it's
Carmelo?
back to offense. He's up again.
Do you remember the situation with Carmelo Anthony? I don't know if he was flopping or not, but the guy just laid on the ground.
Oh, I remember that. He didn't move. Did you ever see that? Like 4 or 5 plays, he's still on the ground. They're playing over him. He's just lying on the ground. Won't get up.
Was this a Portland?
That was
game?
iconic.
I can't remember. No, that was classic. His 8 teammates are like bouncing over him.
Man, no one. He's not. He's just
I've
staying
never
there.
seen anything like
Was it a
that.
Portland
They
game?
didn't call
I
time
remember.
out. Nothing.
Nothing.
Same team. They're like, not leave him. Dirty. That was dirty.
No one helped him up.
No one helped him up. We're not exaggerating. They literally played over him. They did a set play.
That clip's got to be pulled up at this part now because
Find it.
that was an ultimate.
Smith.
I love that
Did you
clip.
hear Charles Smith was tiptoeing over?
I nearly forgot about that.
Right.
He just looked,
That was a classic.
when I first saw that, I'm like, "What is going on? Is he dead? Like, what?"
But the fact that the team's like, not leave him.
He's having his what do you call it?
That's
He's
what the Denver Nuggets thought
He's
of
a
him.
diva. He's having his little drama.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
So the other thing I wanted to bring up was it was in line with the fouls and the NBA cracking down on changing some of the rules to not favor the offense as much, or to not have such an influx in scoring, as they're seeing there's a negative response from the fans and all stakeholders. The NBA actually brought something out, or they released something this week. So it's actually
meeting.
it's actually last night. I'm going to read it. So the NBA is telling teams that the league office did not deliver a directive to reduce scoring in Tuesday's competition committee call. So this is the competition investigation team that we were talking about in a previous episode.
That does nothing.
But it continues.
Doesn't do nothing.
This trend will continue to be monitored. Slower pace, style of play, competition intensity, officiating focus have been contributing factors identified so far. So at least they're actually finding some serious points of consideration, which is
But
good.
that first point didn't make sense. How are you going to slow down the pace? These guys are the most athletic.
That's fine. That's fine.
What is up? You're on too fast. They got called foul on you for running too fast.
Yeah. So
How's that work, bro?
But did they say that they're monitoring
they're
the
monitoring.
pace? So they're going to look at it in a year or how
They're
it was a
saying
year
they
before.
didn't. They're not looking to reduce the scoring
But what they say about the
necessarily, but they're saying the contributing factors that they found that
pace?
are to be considered: slower pace, style of play, competitive intensity, officiating focus have been contributing factors identified so far. So these are the factors of why the
I found that first point was
there's more scoring. I don't know how that works,
signs on the
but I like that they've
speed
added.
bumps before that.
I like that they added officiating.
That's
That to
ridiculous.
me, that's a win.
What,
So
just
let's
make
see
it
what.
worse?
No, they're saying that's
You
a
know how they get rid of
fact.
rigged
actually.
games? Pay the refs more money.
They get paid, man.
Pay
Bro,
more.
they get paid more than
I know,
WNBA
but
players.
obviously not enough. They're rigging get too many games.
No, they're getting paid, man. Don't worry about that.
How about they are
Rigging
rigging?
over.
They are rigging. 100%. They're rigging.
Okay.
They've never stopped rigging.
So it
Money,
continues
money,
on.
money,
It continues
money.
on. I'll just finish off the quote. The NBA says one of the league's focuses in the meeting had been on offensive players hunting for fouls and veering off paths into defenders, and how those recent points of officiating emphasis have impacted decrease in league scoring.
Yeah, but I
Like
think
Trae
they already
Young.
addressed that.
Well,
Like
they
with
did
James Harden.
last-
Trae Young.
Yeah,
When
you're
Trae
right.
Young used to do the unnatural moves
Yeah.
back into.
So he,
that
initiating
was-
the contact. They addressed that with Trae Young and James Harden. So that I think that's how much worse can you make it now?
You know what's funny? When Derrick Rose was at his peak, and I mean, yeah, he'd go to the line, but he would get hit all the time.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't give him the fouls. And they used to say
Imagine
to him,
now.
and they didn't call anything. They just let it play through. And he used to complain. They're like, you're initiating the contact. So expect we're not going to give you that call when you're initiating that contact. Fast forward, we got players doing the same, not even anything near as intense, like just a little step into them like this and boom, and it's a free throw.
Yeah, so
But they walked in, they bumped me
You know what
and
they
stepped
do?
back. I'm in guarding position.
they do the off,
They're elbowing me and
all
then
the
shooting
effort
it.
to get in front of you, and then they hold you on your back.
Yeah, I seen it today though. I know I hate that one.
They
It's clever.
Wasn't they just hold you on the back? They have you on the hip.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
one.
they beat you and then they push back into you.
But the
That's the one. I can't stand it.
Player does a hip check and he doesn't get called for it.
And that's what I can't stand. They allow that.
Even a hip check is illegal.
So what Chris Paul does in that situation, I like, but then you see the players like Trae Young and a few others. Harden was
he was a world
Ridiculous.
star.
They had to change the rules.
Where
'cause
they-
He almost
where they
ruined the
absolutely-
leg. Like
they
everyone was
absolutely push it.
hating
So Chris Paul, CP was the master of that little snake dribble to the elbow and keeping the player on their hip, right, and then going straight up into his jump shot when he creates that space. Trae Young and others, they've added that changing direction into the player that's chasing them to create the contact and the foul. Now, if the guy's up in the air, I get it. No problem. Okay, do that. You know, you've got him up in the air. He's lost the battle. Get the contact, get the foul. No problem. But when you're veering straight back into him, and it's good that they're
They've
saying,
done it on fast breaks as well, I think, this
yeah,
season.
that's where it's a dog move.
And that's the thing. Like this again comes down to that evolution of the game. So in the 80s and 90s, you couldn't do that. You couldn't sidestep. You couldn't backstep like that. These things would be called travels. Like all these, as they've been introduced into the game and become a norm, they're just looking at every single direction they can move to create a little bit of contact instead of focusing on just scoring. It's a boring game when a game's predominantly free throws. No one wants to watch that, man. That's not entertainment.
So on that point,
Agree. But you know what's funny? When you brought up the Derrick Rose example, it's the same refs.
Yeah.
that reffing now. So it's funny when you brought it up.
You know, there's actually not that many refs that are actually at the NBA refs. Like I was listening today, and it's actually not that many of them.
What is it, 20?
And they're never reffing home games. It's
But
not like they've
the
got
funny
home
thing,
games.
these are
They're
guys-
always on the road. Constantly.
These guys are the same guys that were reffing in the night.
yeah, well,
Still rigging games, man.
Yeah.
Still rigging games.
So speaking about the 90s, it's been a topic of much discussion recently. I didn't want to talk about this, but Yusuf, you did have a point. It is something that
Mr. Yoz.
everyone is talking about,
Shout out Jafar.
and we
We're
should
done with the 90s, cuz.
Oh, bro.
talk about it. So I'm going to play the clip.
I still haven't seen it.
So do you want to explain what this craze is? What is it? This latest thing?
It's some fool. What's his name? Dion? Some fool.
Preach to the full.
Who's a very funny fool, mind you. Most fools are funny. Decided to start trying to get viral and get views and be somewhat famous by taking the mickey out of some of the best basketball players. Now, he's gone back through time and started with the 80s, highlighting errors, mistakes, or just bad basketball plays, and picking and choosing and, you know, illustrating that we're done with the 80s. And then following that trend through to the 90s and doing the same thing, just picking apart greats and legends and showing that the game is at a much higher level today. He is a self-confessed bronzexual. He says, LeBron, it's all about LeBron. The whole
what's
reason
it
he's done
called?
this is because of LeBron. And he
So what
admits
is
it.
this? What is it called? This
We done with the 90s.
So is it similar to Shaq to the Fool, but on a different scale?
Pretty much.
so
Pretty
it's
much.
actually it's a huge.
But he's very funny. He's got a very the thing that makes it very special is his commentary. No one would watch this if it wasn't for his commentary. And
So let's
will be
play this
interesting
clip.
to
shout out, you're pretty funny.
Let's play this clip.
Hit it.
With the 90s, look at this excuse they was giving Glenn Rice.
He's fighting in and he's going to be reporting with his toe pad today and plenty of tape lost the
Why he out there playing if he got a boo-boo on his foot?
slice is going to see tick.
Why they showing that foot? Look at that mole going across the
What was actually wrong with his foot?
garbage. Heavy athletics.
How would you even wear shoes out there?
Garbage.
You have to get your shoes in there.
What is it from Boston? Garbage.
No left. Look, go left. He trying. That's really trying to go back
Well,
right.
this is a big thing. Jordan can't go left.
More than 2 dribbles with the left.
Why is it we're trying the same part?
And big trash.
Oh, worry about it. It's all drip trap.
Plays a double team. What's he already got?
Pass the ball. Listen to the commentator. I'm so glad LeBron keep his tongue in his mouth.
What's LeBron keeping his doesn't feel it today?
He was running up the court.
You keep something else in someone else's mouth, obviously.
With his tongue wagging.
Like it's
the 90s.
I mean, this guy.
Shoot the ball.
What the hell was that?
Jordan, big trash.
Something grey on that play. What the hell was that? That was a fail. That was a shack to the foot.
He won't take more than 1 dribble with the left hand. Then he just travel. Garbage. Once he get ready to talk.
How was that travel? He didn't gather.
Different rules. I told you. There was a one rule step back there.
But he'll still in the moment of dribbling.
Doesn't matter. If you go back 80s and see the travels that would get called, you would say, how are these travels?
Yeah.
This is how we grew up
He was
playing.
still dribbling,
But
right?
brother, they do it. There was no gather.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah, but he was still dribbling. If anything, he could have called a carry, not travel.
So yeah, this done with the 90s thing. It's blowing up on TikTok. It's blowing up on socials. It's gaining a lot of momentum. I think Gilbert Arenas is trying to take credit for it somehow. I don't know.
Power to Gilbert. Like,
You know, JJ
no, I'm saying-
was talking
I'm
about
saying-
playing against
no,
plumbers a while ago.
No, but I'm
Like,
not
come on,
saying.
man.
But that's not the thing. The reality is this done with the 90s thing. It's not a reality, right? It's not a factual. Why Gilbert made it big was because he bought this guy's shows on his platform, made him big. So when I say power to Gil, it's for making this guy blow up at the expense of some of the greatest. Though, like,
The same way he made guns blow up.
I don't think he fired them, man.
So you're right. You're right. It is a joke.
Yeah.
The guy's a comedian, but it's got a lot of people talking. It's got a lot of old heads, talking. It's got a lot of the new generation talking. It's giving them a platform to air out their ridiculous takes about the 90s, which some are true, some are not true. But in every era, there's been trash play. So if you're just going to pick apart trash play, it is what
Exactly
it is.
right.
But
We should be saying we're done with the Houston Rockets, James Harden missing 13 threes
Look,
in the postseason.
I'm gonna do one better. I'm gonna make a video for next week's podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna do a commentary like that guy,
What's
and
his
it's
name?
gonna parallel. Huh?
What's the guy's name?
What's his name? Dion or something?
Make sure you tag it.
Yeah, Dion. I'm coming for you guys.
What's it gonna be?
It's gonna be we done with LeBron.
Hey, LeBron
But that's the thing. I don't want to just do LeBron because I like LeBron.
The truth came out.
is there anything else we want to talk? Honestly, I didn't want to have this discussion. But
We're
is
done
there
with
anything
LeBron.
else?
Yeah, we're done LeBron.
We're done with the 90s is what we're done with. The whole thing's a joke.
None of these players would be able to play the way they play today if it wasn't for players like Michael Jordan in the 90s. They'd never seen a player like that. Growing up playing like him allowed them to be able to play the game in a different style and evolve the game in a different way.
100%.
Like
He opened the doors.
when you don't see those type of players, the game does not evolve. Doesn't give you that opportunity. So hating on I always hate this, hating on the legends, it's the weakest fan move you can do.
Look, if you really want to get in depth with it, Jimmy High Roller did a really good job with it.
Yeah, he did.
He broke it down. It was a long video. Normally he does like 10 or 15 minutes. It was a half an hour video. Did a really good job. It's very comprehensive. I agree with majority of what he said in that. There was a few things that was.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
But yeah, great job.
I do
So
watch
if you really want to if you really want to delve into it, I'm not going to give it more airtime because it's a joke.
I'll give it one thing. You'll find out if Michael Jordan has a left hand or not. You'll find out.
Hey, the question is, did LeBron have a left hand when he came to the league?
So, a couple of last things.
Answer? No, he didn't.
He still doesn't have a free throw.
And that hasn't changed through the
He's
age.
got a 3-pointer.
Yeah, that's but you.
he's
Yeah.
got-
But he has to do a step back with
Got a
it.
bag.
He can't do just a normal.
It's the left.
So just to wrap up, just a few final things. So again, look, if you haven't watched our episodes, you really got to subscribe and watch our episodes because we've tackled a lot of topics that are now gaining momentum and traction well before it actually started. I'm not saying any more than that, but watch our videos. You'll get some interesting.
Like I say, a podcast by the fans for the fans. And who matters the most? The fans.
So there was a report.
You agree?
Well, the ball matters most.
No, don't worry about it.
I'm at more.
But
So there was a report that came out. The NBA projects a European Middle Eastern basketball ecosystem with as much worth as $3 billion. So
3 billion.
we spoke about potentially the
3 billion.
threats that might come.
LeBron James.
You know Austin Powers?
Yes.
God member.
So
Shout out.
the NBA projects a European Middle Eastern basketball ecosystem worth as much as $3 billion, tying in with what we said in a previous episode that the NBA is looking or is constantly concerned or thinking about the expansion or potential new leagues being a threat to the NBA. And the last thing that I wanted to touch on was Anthony Edwards. We got to speak about Ant-Man. We got to speak about Ant-Man.
What a superstar he's
So-
been lately.
I'll let you speak since you want to get it off your chest. Go.
Ant-Man, man.
Get it off your chest. What do you want to say about Ant-Man?
Man, he's a
What do you got to
superstar.
say?
He's a superstar. What can you say?
So
I loved him.
let's hear what he
I
had
love
to
watching
say.
him. I love watching him.
He's a very mature kind of guy, isn't
You know,
he?
what Mitch?
So mature.
So should
That
I
was
play?
a game. That was a game, though,
Explaining
man. That was a
complex
game.
topics can be challenging. Highlight the text you want to simplify.
Simplify.
So since 2001, according to this report, there have been over 5,500 instances of the NBA falling behind by 22 plus points on the road, including playoffs. The Timberwolves are the only one of those to come back and later take a 22-point
Yeah,
lead.
ridiculous. Talk about
So they were
annihilation.
down by 22 and went up by 22.
Yeah, ridiculous.
That's next level.
But this is the
And
this
to the
is the
second.
momentum swings we have in the league now.
Yeah, he's the second
And-
coming of Mike.
And I see what you're saying.
What do
man.
you think of him?
His
man?
game is
His
love
absolutely
him.
beautiful. man.
mentality, IQ, everything. He's got it all.
I love his personality. Like, I love.
Even
Yeah,
when he came into the
it's
league,
great.
his press conferences they're a highlight in and of
He's
itself.
a funny kid, isn't he?
He's good.
What do you think of his leadership? And his support.
Look, yeah, definitely. Look, leadership, it's going to come.
He's young. He's young.
And again, I don't think he'll be at Minnesota.
Yeah, we both agree he won't win his first chip
So
in Minnesota.
No, I think he. Nah, I don't think he'll be in
We
Minnesota.
agree he's going to win a chip.
I don't think he's a
Career,
big, but I also don't think he's big market type of guy.
I think he will be. I don't think he's top market now.
So should I play?
He can be. I don't think he'll want to be in the top marketplace. You know what I mean?
Why?
Um,
What makes you say that?
well, think about the freedom you have when you move to a small market team. You instantly, that's your team, that's your keys. There's no egos against you, man. It's you.
You
Like,
don't
he's a
think
small
he'll
market
be a
team right now.
franchise player elsewhere though?
Franchise player, definitely wherever he is. I'm saying,
Yeah.
but the personnel, like in front office and coaching and everything, that when
It's a
you
whole
go
different
to one of those teams, it's a lot different.
Is this
Like if he was to go to LA right now, for example,
we can use AD?
he wouldn't be playing the same way. he's
Lakers
playing.
or Clippers?
Either.
Either.
He would. It wouldn't be.
They'll shift a lot of players for him.
But that's what I'm. But the starting five, I'm saying, he wouldn't be alone,
I don't think he'll go anywhere where he's not the main focus,
and that's what I mean. He needs something where it's like what Giannis had,
like
with-
Atlanta.
Yes.
But what do you think?
Straight
To be
front.
honest, him and DeJounte
AD,
Murray.
what AD went through when he moved from Pelicans to Lakers?
Yeah, and that's the thing.
It was
Pelicans.
a big transition.
He was a
that
killer at
first year.
Pelicans. He was killing, and don't forget DeMarcus
Twin
Cousins was
Towers,
also
yeah.
killing it.
Twin Towers, man.
He shame what happened to him. He was.
Yeah. Oh mate,
He kept trying to come back.
Yeah. There was a center
Played a
to it.
clip in the last. Was it? No, actually, I sent
No,
you
you
the
shared a
clip.
clip of DeMarcus
Yeah,
throwing down
putting
with
it-
the Asian,
Putting it on one of the Chinese players or something,
with the Chinese.
and he lost. He lost that battle.
It was funny.
Ha!
But did you see
That was
about they
half
had
the
a
size.
center there,
Yeah.
and the little guy goes and switches with the center. That's it.
Should I play the clip?
Something else.
So after the game, should I play the clip?
Go play it.
So this was Anthony Edwards after the game. This I really liked hearing him say this. It was it's pretty ruthless.
Dude, he's laughing.
Hey,
He must have seen my
If you had to grab him real quick. What a game this was. You exploded in that third quarter. What were you seeing out there?
Just a bunch of mismatches. Yeah, pretty much.
cold.
Here to
Cold.
team was a mismatch.
I mean, their best defender is Kawhi. Kawhi went down, and they was just putting two on me and trying stuff. So, and I hit one shot, and I just got going.
We saw a lot of action in terms of off the court things. For you
Cold,
guys,
man.
early in like first quarter, Nas turned an ankle. Then Rudy went out towards the end of the game.
That's right.
Does that
Why
speak to
went to
the
locker
depth
room
of this Minnesota team?
then left the
Yeah,
building.
for sure. I mean, we got guys like.
Oh, that's crazy.
You look at the hoopers, we got a lot of players that can hoop that's on the bench, and we got faith in them. So when it's time for them to step up, they will.
Well, Nikhil
Is this
actually
game
had a
that
good game
you
that
all
game as
feel
well.
was important for you moving forward. Obviously, you don't have Karl Anthony Towns, and as I mentioned, a couple of people did go out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we feel like this was a statement game. We was down 21. I mean, regardless of who they 22, regardless of who they lose, I think my team came out the second half and put on a show, and I'm super proud of my teammates.
You've got quite a road trip ahead of you, right? A couple of back-to-backs, tough ones too. Moving forward,
So that was it. The main point I wanted to highlight was that statement. What did you see out there? Is there a bunch of mismatches?
That's crazy.
A lot of mismatches.
Crazy.
That attitude
It's
is
confidence.
just next level.
But I
Straight
wanted
confidence.
to touch on this. I wanted to expand on this, right? If Ant-Man was playing like this from the beginning of the season, carrying his team, would it be an MVP discussion?
Oh, there's no doubt about it, man. 100% it would be.
He would
Well,
be,
yeah,
right?
they're top of the. Well, they
You would
were
have
top.
him over SGA?
No,
I would.
no, because to be honest,
I'd have to say it.
I even told you before, like his numbers aren't always that consistent, man. Like he's not always a big scorer. He has games where he's really
Yeah, but if you watch
Nowhere.
him, he always finds other ways to impact the game.
yeah.
SGA doesn't.
That's what you have. What do you mean?
He doesn't find ways to impact the game.
He
on
impacts.
defense.
He impacts. He's one of the best defenders. He's one of the best defenders. Yes, he's leading
I
in
don't feel
steal.
it. I don't feel it.
Check him in steals. Check him in defense.
I don't
He's one of the
count-
top defenders in the league at the moment. I think he's leading the league in steals.
I don't think.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he is.
I don't feel the impact he gives on defense.
Yeah, the eye test, I got to say,
He's good, man.
even if he does get the steals, with the eye test, it doesn't look like he's the best defender. Like that, what's that, J-Dub or whatever?
J-Dub.
His effort on defense is
Yeah,
pretty
man.
full on.
Yeah.
Both the J-Dubs. There's two
Yeah.
J-Dubs on that team.
Well, it's up.
They call him the Bronco.
It's like when people used to say Jordan Pippen, two of the best defenders, right, of all time. I have people that tell me Jordan wasn't as one of the best defenders. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
oh, he
that's
averaged
silly.
200 steals, 200 blocks a season twice. They're like, doesn't matter.
Do you know
Doesn't
actually
mean
what I
anything.
saw about, I saw this recently. I don't know if I shared this with you guys. There's a whole conspiracy behind, I know there was that thing that was leaked about one of the Minnesota
Oh, with the stats.
stat guys
Yeah.
that was stat padding, adding extra things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
was-
it was Memphis.
It was Memphis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Memphis, because
Jaren
Jaren
Jackson.
Jackson. But
There
there
was-
was a breakdown done of
there was
that, which
actually-
and it was
negates
actually right.
it. Yeah.
it
There was actually a guy who's now, I don't know, he's one of the basketball operations
Stats,
guys at
yeah.
one of the, did you see this?
Statistician.
He wrote a book about this. And sorry, what happened was he had a booklet that he wrote down all the things that he manipulated for the home games of one of the teams.
Yeah.
And they reviewed it and they told him, yeah, what you're doing is good. And he wrote all of this in like a diary, and he didn't put a name to it, but the internet found out who it was and exposed him, and he had to come out. And the way he handled it, I'll play the clip. He actually handled it really well. But it opens up that discussion, and there was a breakdown saying that actually it's not as bad, and the NBA got in front of it and actually tried. Now it's almost impossible for them to get it wrong because there's so many eyes and so many reviews and things like that. But it was all those, you know, that rule that when we were looking at doing stats, it was all those, if he touched it, he can attribute it to him.
The steals,
yeah, the rebound steals.
When I used to do this, the stats for our team, right? I had to look into depth of how to give out stats. And two of the stats that I had to look into was rebounding and steals. I didn't realize that if you do a touch, purposely touch the ball to your player, that could count as a rebound for you, even though you did get possession. And same for the steals. If you if you're the person that was responsible for the loose ball, even though you didn't even though you didn't get possession of the ball, the person that made that turnover gets attributed the steal. Is.
In the NBA, I think they can give you both. So they can give you either one.
Well, there's grey areas all over the place in the NBA with the stats, but FIBA, they've cracked down on it, I think.
Do you want to say anything about that?
No, I agree with you 100%. And I remember the same thing that I remember when you got enlightened about the steal and the rebound.
Yeah.
Because it's if I knock it, because you were trying to figure out if you knock a rebound to me, so but I've actually grabbed it and secured it. Is it my rebound or your rebound?
I had to look into it.
Yeah, 100%.
So we spoke about Anthony Edwards. You said he was, having patchy games all season. Now he's hitting into, a groove. He's getting into, a flow state and, doing some things out on the court. I attribute it to his shoe release, which brings us to our favorite segment, the kick check. So let's get into that. All right, yours, Yup, first. What have you got today?
And these are the cosmic unities, man. All white colorway. I was getting the purple and red ones, but I thought
the clean, simple look.
Yeah, it's got like that knit feel.
Yeah, that embroidery looks pretty
knitted.
Be clean.
And the comfortability on these, and the arc support.
Gives the grip test.
No.
Look at the Michael Jackson dress.
Very nice. Very nice.
So coming out good. They're loving it.
Hectic. Do you want to go up next?
No, you crack it. Crack that. Crack it.
Yalla.
The king goes last. Let's do this. The king goes last. There's not right else. You're a self-proclaimed king. Like, I will take it. I'll take it.
So, since we were doing done with the 90s, I'm not done with the 90s. This is what I was rocking in the 90s. I'm going to bring it back for today. So the Grand Hills, Fila, rocking. I mean, these were iconic. These were one of the most iconic shoes at the time.
I think it's the best filler shoes they've ever made.
You're an Fila.
Who loves the filling?
Very cool.
You're a Fila.
I even went back as well and got the clip pants as well. Just to really get into
how about the designs on it?
I was gonna do the socks over the tracksuit pants as well. But yeah, feelers.
The leg warmers. Show us the tread. Show us oh, look at that. Do the Yoz pose. Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, even Tupac rocked these.
Yeah, they're nice.
I always want to start my Islamic brand called Alif and have the filler backwards. So why not Alif?
Like how they did with what's that bread?
Come on, what
was that bread?
Let's go, Moz. Let's go, Moz.
Oh, it looks like Moz is gonna win this.
Oh, here we go. Oh, baby.
No, it's all we had to break out.
Oh, baby, look at these bad boys.
You look like this stump of that dog and spilled some mustard all over his.
Oh, baby, look at that. clean.
It's fall apart.
Loving it. They're clean. They're clean.
حلوة.
So I call these
They're called the Wheaties.
the baby poo
Ooh, baby.
smear.
Yeah.
The baby poo smear.
Yes, at the moment, the haters coming out there. The haters.
I like how you're matching, the whole look.
You got baby poo baby.
Yeah, loving it.
Baby poo.
That's the first baby poo that comes through that green.
They're comfy, man.
They're nice. They're nice. They look clean too.
Loving them.
It is Joey baby, mate.
All right.
And then that's
It's all fake.
That was the Kicks check. Again, if you haven't, like, subscribe, share, do all that great stuff. And this time, kicking it over to yours. Yours, send us out, bro.
Thanks for coming, tuning in to all the Muslim brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters all over the world. Ramadan Kareem, kil aam wa antum bikhair, and inshallah we'll see you next time. Happy Ramadan.
Peace.
Let's eat.
We hungry. You coming now?
Hungry.